Hey guys, welcome back, welcome back. I am back with another weekly sort of kind of update on Dragon Age the Veilguard. A couple new things came out, including uh, I don't know, was it a blog post? I don't remember what it was, but it was basically them showing the different environments, and I looked at that and oh my gosh, that was so beautiful. Then there was IGN posting their own hands-on, what is it, review? Yeah, review. So someone who spent a few days playing the game, it sounds like they played a few different characters and checked it out. And by the way, whoever this person was, she made a gorgeous female elf who is very popular, and I think that is making people excited for the character creator. And then you've got the Canary that people are now doubting the character creator. It's a whole thing. I'm going to ignore that because I don't really care. I'm excited. I can't wait to see the character creator myself. The one thing that I have not seen yet is a dwarf. We've seen human, we've seen elf, we've seen Canary. We have not seen a dwarf. There may be spoilers in this video. I will do my best to avoid spoilers. However, what I am picking up lately between YouTube and Twitter is that what one person considers a spoiler, someone else does not. And so there's this whole thing around BioWare has been giving us a little too much in the way of story and some spoilers. So spoiler alerts ahead just in case. As I said, I will try to avoid spoilers, but just in case, you have been warned. If you watch the video from here on out, that is your choice. And I don't want to hear any complaining down below in the comments about spoilers because I warned you of spoilers. So, there you go. Okay, so let's get going. I watched the IGN review, and I gotta say I was very happy with it. There are several things that I saw in that review besides the person talking about their experience with the game. However, a lot of things that were shown in that video were very impressive. I was super happy. I got very excited. One of the major things that I really, really loved was the hair physics. Hair physics is a thing. It's something that a lot of Dragon Age fans and Mass Effect fans, to be honest, have been asking for since Dragon Age Origins, okay? And I am so pleasantly surprised to see actual hair, long hair, and the physics of the long hair. I am a person who has long hair. I know how that shit works, and I'm very happy to see it. One of the most impressive scenes for me was one of the rooks, the female elf with the gorgeous purple hair in it looked like a bar scene, fighting, and the way her hair was going back and forth between this, like, it looked so natural. I was so pleasantly surprised and impressed and excited. Like, I got giddy like a little schoolgirl because oh my god, that is amazing. That is absolutely amazing. I can't wait. I cannot wait to play this game and make my own character. I'm going to be making several characters, by the way, but for my YouTube playthrough, my character whoever she is going to be. And yeah, so there was also a scene that showed a little bit more of the mage gameplay, and I was like, oh, that looks better than the first one that I saw, and it was the same thing, but maybe I just wasn't paying attention. I'm not really sure, but I was like, oh, that's interesting. I like that. Yeah, that's very cool. So yeah, so I'm gonna take a minute to show the environments, the different environments that I'm very excited to go through. I cannot wait. I've been wanting to see the Arlathan Forest for a very long time, and we finally get to see it. And honestly, this gives me some Skyrim vibes. And when I say that is like when you look at the footage, it reminds me of when I take my characters walking through Riften, for example, and I'm in first person, so you don't see the character, but you just see the environment, and it's like a slow walk or whatever. Now, obviously, this footage is a little faster, but you get my meaning. Anyone who's played Skyrim understands. It's beautiful. It is absolutely gorgeous, okay? The Arlothan Forest is one of the places I cannot wait to see. And then, of course, the wetlands, which we've seen in a couple of different gameplay videos. It's dark. It kind of reminds me... See, the wetlands makes me think of, what is it? It was in Inquisition. It was also in Dragon Age Origins, in Awakening. And now I'm like blanking on the name of the area. It was haunted and it was dark and oh my gosh, it looks really, really good. Very dark vibes. In Inquisition, it was raining there. Where was that? It's like the marshlands or whatever, and there were ghosts, there were dead skeletons coming up out of the water. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of the area, but it was really like it's giving me that kind of vibe, and I'm really excited to go through it and just like I really want to feel what I'm supposed to feel. So yeah, the Minrathous is something that, you know, like I'm not really much of a city person, but what I really liked the most about Minrathous was the rain. I loved watching the footage and seeing the raindrops on the ground, the puddles on the ground. That was another thing that kind of gave me Skyrim vibes, because when you use mods in Skyrim, you can make the water look very real. And you can, like in certain mods, certain like EMBs, you can make the rain like on your character look like it's actually raining on your character. It's really, really good. And that's what it was giving me. It was giving me those types of vibes, except that you don't need a mod. You don't need to use a mod for that because it's there. Now, I'm sure people will find mods, but you know what I mean. And then Ravane. So Ravane is another place that I can't wait to see. And it was actually giving me Baldur's Gate 3 vibes, you know, when you first land on the Ravaged Beach and you wake up Shadowheart and you're wandering over the beach and you're trying to find your way and all this other stuff. That's what it was giving me. It was giving me that vibe in Act 1. And I absolutely love Act 1 in Baldur's Gate 3. It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite one. My favorite act of all of them. And that's what it was giving me. And I am so excited. I can't wait to go there and wander. And just, God, just to look at the freaking water. Oh, beautiful. It's just gorgeous. And then Treviso, I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but that's another city. And I gotta say, this one was giving me some Boston vibes. So I have been to Boston many, many, many times. But what I'm thinking of is my very first trip to Boston. God, it's been over 20 years ago now. I was in downtown Boston, and there were these there was this outdoor bar. There was a couple of them actually, and it like the nightlife in Boston in this particular area, the lights, you know, the decorative lights that are hanging in Treviso and the banners and everything, like the whole thing, the stands, it was giving me Boston vibes at night. And it just was taking me back, and I was like, ooh, I'm kind of excited to see this area because I love Boston. So yeah. So if you guys want to read the blog post, it's I will try to remember to post the link down below. There are going to be areas that we can explore, but it's not going to be like Dragon Age Inquisition, particularly the hinterlands where you kind of feel like you're there forever. However, for those of us who do like to explore the beautiful lands and stuff like that, there are going to be areas where we can explore and all that kind of good stuff. And I do remember them mentioning, I forget when they mentioned it, but they did mention that a lot of the side content, if not all of it, is story driven, so it will go back to the main story. So that's nice. My first playthrough, I'll probably try to do everything, you know, just because, you know, the first playthrough. To see how, because I want to know everything in the game. Another thing that impressed me was the hang gliding, where you get to use the hook thingy to slide from one place to the other. I thought that was really cool. Like, that's a new thing that we haven't seen in the Dragon Age games, and I'm really impressed, and I'm looking forward to doing that. That's pretty cool. That was giving me Dragon's Dogma 2 vibes with that, because you definitely do that in Dragon's Dogma 2 in a few areas. I was very, very happy with the fact that, like, one of the examples that was used in the video was using a warrior to taunt the enemies, and your rook literally says something. I forget what he or she says to Davrin, who is the warrior who uses the taunt, and I think he said something like that worked or something, and then Davrin says no problem. Like, that interaction while in battle is really impressive to me. I don't think we've had that in the past. Like, I'm thinking of Dragon Age Inquisition specifically. I remember Dorian saying saying a lot of the things like, I could do this all day. I mean, it's one of my favorite lines from Dorian. He's great. But, like, it's never a response to you and the player. It's a response to the battle itself. So the fact that Davrin was responding to our rook is just very cool. And I know it's a little thing, and I don't know how many people have picked up on it, but I am very impressed by it. And it kind of makes it more immersive for me, and makes it more like, I need to have these companions around me, and I need to have these conversations. Another thing that was mentioned is when you have conversations and a battle starts or a cutscene starts, the conversation stops and then continues afterwards, which, holy crap, that is a major quality of life update, because I remember in Dragon Age Inquisition, in fact, I'm pretty sure it was in all of the other 3 games, the conversation would just end, period. It would just end, and it was very annoying, because it was like very, very important conversation. It was something very important that, like, Fenris would say or Solus would say, and it would just get cut off, and you're like, crap, I just missed this very important dialogue, or this very funny line that they were just about to say. So I'm really, really happy that that's gonna be a thing, and it's a major quality of life update, in my opinion. Another thing that I appreciate about this review is the person saying that the design of the demons is up to one's personal preference. I haven't seen that said yet. There has been a lot of discourse around the design of the demons specifically. And you've got one side saying it's fine, it's not a big deal, I actually kind of like it, which I personally do actually like it. And then you've got the other side saying it's not real, it's not the same as Dragon Age Origins, blah blah blah. And then you've got that side. And instead of both sides saying, hey, you've got your perspective, I've got mine, let's respect each other's perspectives, you've got fighting, which is stupid. It's absolutely stupid, it's immature, it's petty, and it's uncalled for. So I really appreciate this person saying that the design is up to one's personal preference. I also appreciate her saying that the two bad guys, the main bad guys in the game, Elganon and Elganon and I can't remember their names, Gillanon, are ever present in the game. Very unlike Inquisition, where he really wasn't around for the remainder of the game. He only showed up a few times, and it felt very non-threatening. He felt non-threatening. He just didn't feel like, it just didn't give us players the vibe that this was very important. So I appreciate that what she said about the two big bads are ever present, and you're gonna feel their presence throughout the game, which is really nice. And I'm also looking forward to getting to know my companions in our lighthouse, and it seems like it's going to be a lot more immersive, a lot more interactive, and we're going to have a lot more time to really get to know them. Two other things that I was very excited to see. A, you get to play rock, paper, scissors with the skeleton assistant of Emmerich. That's super exciting. I am blanking on his name, but y'all know who I'm talking about. I think that is absolutely adorable and funny, and that is so great. And then the second thing is we get to pet all the pets. The dogs, the cats, and maybe a few other ones if we see them. I'm super excited about that too. I love stopping and petting pets because it's great. It's like one of those little tiny quality of life type of things that makes you feel immersed in the game. And plus, it's pets, it's animals, they're adorable. So those are my thoughts on the latest information about Dragon Age of the Veilguard. So yeah, that's it for me, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.